great strawberries, great shortcake. When they come together, they will make magic. First things first, the shortcake. Couple things that are special about the shortcake. Some of the ingredients are not going to surprise you. One of them might. This biscuit relies on cooked egg yolk. Basically, it gets in the way of the flour forming too much gluten. They also add a little bit of richness. So we have all-purpose flour, a little bit of semolina flour. If you can't find semolina flour, use finely ground cornmeal, granulated sugar, baking powder for lift, and every good baking recipe should have kosher salt. I'm going to pulse everything together until I see that the egg yolk is nice and ground up. If you're doing this by hand, that's great. More power to you. Chilled butter, cut into cubes. And then I'm going to pulse again until there's just pea-sized pieces of butter. The key thing is you want little pockets of butter. They create steam and openness in the finished dough, but the best way to control it is by pulsing it. And then the other thing is, like, you can't really see what's going on in there, so periodically don't cut your hand on the blade. I learned the hard way. And kind of feel around in there. And it's better to err on the side of bigger than smaller. You just don't want to ever overwork the dough. Next thing, this is a cream biscuit, cold heavy cream, and it's going to go in all at once. So pulsing again until it looks like it's just starting to come together. Reach in again without cutting your hand and squeeze it together and see if it holds. A little bit of dryness is okay. So I do this thing, I don't know if everybody does this. I put my finger in here to hold the blade down. Does everybody do that? I just hate the idea of the blade clinking and clanking out. So I secure it with my finger. Free bonus tip. Wasn't even. Wow. I wouldn't call this kneading what's gonna happen now. I'm just gonna call this bringing it together. So a little smushing and a little folding. Unlike other biscuits, there's no rolling, there's no cutter. You're gonna scoop out your shortcake and just drop it onto a parchment-lined baking sheet. What that does is it creates this nice mounded shape, so they'll be nice and round when they come out of the oven. They'll spread as they puff open, and that also makes a really pretty appearance. These need to chill in the fridge for about 20 minutes. So we're back 20 minutes later with chilled but not frozen biscuit balls. I'm brushing these guys with cream so that they look pretty, but also so I can make the sanding sugar stick to them. They're padded. They're happy. It's like putting on foundation. And now we've got our sanding sugar, which already looks sparkly and beautiful. They're going into a 350-degree oven. I'm going to bake them until they're puffed and they're golden, but not to where they're browned. 30 minutes, plus or minus. Set a timer. Keep an eye on it. Goodbye, shortcake. See you. All right, now we're getting to the strawberry part of the strawberry shortcake. A couple of key things also here. First of all, you gotta have a great berry. If your berry doesn't smell great or look great, it is not great. It's just period, end of discussion. Just make sure you're using a berry that you're excited about. This recipe celebrates the berry. They need to be very, very good. Do you know what I mean? Everything is going to get seasoned and treated the same right now, and then I'm going to split them. So half of them get cooked down a little bit, but you do sort of sacrifice a little bit on the texture. So that's why half of them are going to be raw. Some of them get to be jammy. The other guys get to be juicy. And then when they get together, it's jammy and juicy, which is jamtastic. If I have enough roll time, I'm just going to keep going. All right, I saved the cutest and most beautiful strawberries for last. Will they even make it into the recipe? Okay, pinch of salt, because they're so sweet. Quarter cup of sugar. It's not that much sugar. Little lemon zest. And now I'm just going to toss this together. I'm being gentle, but it's okay if they get a little bit smushed up. Half of this is going to go right into a saucepan, and the other half is just going to hang out. I'm just going to add a little splash of water to the ones that we're cooking down to be jammy. So just while it comes up to a simmer, I'll stir it a couple of times. I want them to cook down and create that syrupy juice without turning them into a pulp. And you still want to be able to see the shape of the strawberry. It'll take about 15 to 20 minutes. There's already steam coming off. Smells really good. All right, it's time to take the biscuits / shortcakes out of the oven. Gorgeous. So they did all the things I said they were going to do. They puffed up. They spread out a little bit. They're lightly golden. They look perfect. So while those are cooling, the strawberries are getting jammy. These guys are macerating. These just need a little bit of fresh lemon juice. And I want to be gentle with these, but you can see they've given off like so much of their own juices with the help of that sugar, and that will be part of the sauce in the end. Yum. It's time to check the strawberries. So these are looking pretty perfect. The juices are so shiny, they look like candy. Just as I put a little bit of lemon juice into the raw strawberries, I'm gonna finish these guys up. And now this will cool. Acid is always a good thing. I mean, not that kind of acid. All right, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. In my house, there would be like 3 people over here. Everybody would be already choosing which one was their shortcake, and so people would put dibs on them. So these are so tender and delicate, practically like looking at them cross-eyed is gonna make them crumble. So a serrated knife is your friend here, just little gentle sawing motion. Gentle as she goes. These crumbs are Scooby snacks. Who is the most beautiful biscuit? Oh, I didn't even cut you. Also, every time I say biscuit, guys, just substitute the word shortcake. We think there's a difference between the two. We're not going to get into it. Compote. Then you get the best of both worlds with the double textures. And, you know, spillage is inevitable. And this biscuit has shortcake. Well, this shortcake is firm enough to not just turn into a puddle. Our perfectly whipped cream. And now, I want to be jaunty with this, you know? Is that beautiful? Look at those berries. What do you think, guys? Is she pretty? Does she need more beautification? It's like putting makeup on a supermodel, you know? Just don't have to do much. Actually, it's really good.